What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And the Phillies, they take 2 of 3. 2 of 3. That is right, 2 wins in a 3-game series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Today was a grind. Today was a battle. It was gutsy. You lost the lead. You went up big. You allowed the Dodgers to score early. You allow them to take the lead. And then you find a way to fight back. And then in the 8th and the 9th inning, your bullpen manages to shut it down. Now, yes, your offense had plenty of other opportunities to score in this game. You also put 8 runs up on the board. You still found ways to score. You also walked 11 times in today's game. And a lot of that was contributed to Tyler Glasnow completely imploding on himself. I have no idea what happened with him. I don't know if it was the weather conditions. I don't know if he just completely lost his command, but it was bad. It was horrible. Good for the Phillies, though. Good for the Phillies, though, taking advantage of that. Then you get the cherry on top with Nick Castellanos after a just so long delay for them trying to find another rosin bag, and then the first pitch they throw to Castellanos, boom, grand slam. Now I do have my criticisms here. Rob Thompson, why the fuck are you bringing in Jordan Romano to face Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts? That was never going to work out. It just never was, especially when you had Kerkering available, especially when you had Strom available, and then especially when you had Alvarado available. I don't know the reasoning for bringing in Jordan Romano to face Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. It wasn't going to work out, and it proved you right, and it proved basically everybody right in that scenario. But also good for this team to find a way to fight back, have their guys back, and take the lead right away again in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now, yes, they had more chances to score in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out, bases loaded for Max Kepler. He rolls one over into a double play. Good play by Kike Hernandez, but also good on the rest of your bullpen to shut things down from there. Matt Strom in the top of the 8th inning, 1, 2, 3, and then Jose Alvarado in the top of the 9th inning against Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Tommy Edman retired them all with ease. Mookie Betts did grind out his at-bat, but Ohtani and Edman were with ease. With ease. With ease. And a lot of people in Philadelphia thought this was a test for the Philadelphia Phillies going up against the reigning World Series champions, and also a lot of people talking about this possibly being a playoff matchup come October. Well, I think the Phillies passed the first test here. They took 2 of 3 from the reigning World Series champions. They took 2 of 3 from a team that was undefeated coming into this series. There was a lot of good. There was some bad. There was some criticisms to make, obviously, because it's still the 3rd series of the year. But you still won a series. That's your 3rd straight series to start, the 3rd straight series win to start the season. And you are 7-2 to start the season before you go on the road this week to play Atlanta, especially a team that you need to beat in Atlanta. Just put them away while they're down. Just kick them while they're down, since how bad of a start they've been on. And also you're playing the St. Louis Cardinals, so you have a lot of chances to get some wins up here in the next few days. You have a day off tomorrow before you go to Atlanta, so time to start taking advantage of a team that is really struggling right now with the Braves. So it's good time. It's good showcasing. Good showcasing. Still, there are some criticisms, obviously, with the offense. It's still not fully fleshed out yet. But they battled today. And they basically proved that you can play with the Dodgers. They can play with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's what they proved here. So, before we get into the rest of this, if you are new to the channel, I definitely recommend that you do hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. You can also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Do not pass it up. You can also drop a like. You can also leave a comment in the comment section down below. Love to interact with you guys down there. You can also leave a follow at TTP Sports on TikTok, Instagram, for real shorts, and all of that good stuff. So, Phillies, they take the final game of this 3-game set with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They win 8-7. It was a very much back-and-forth battle. And if we look at Christopher Sanchez's day on the mound, I would say it's okay. If it wasn't for Teoscar Hernandez, Christopher Sanchez probably would not have allowed a run in this game, because Teoscar Hernandez was just absolutely destroying Sanchez. It's ridiculous. The 4 runs that he allowed was to Teoscar Hernandez, 2 of those being home runs. So a very weird day for Sanchez. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs allowed, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 2 home runs allowed to Teoscar Hernandez on 88 pitches. And now here's the question that I want to ask you guys. How would you judge Sanchez's outing today knowing that he allowed 2 home runs and allowed 4 runs and didn't go 6 innings, but everybody criticized Aaron Nola yesterday for going 6 innings, only allowing 3 earned runs, which is the definition of a quality start. So I want to know what your people's answers are. For this start for Christopher Sanchez, it was okay. It wasn't the best Christopher Sanchez outing. He did put you in a position to win the game, but also when the Phillies give him a 6-2 lead, he does allow the Los Angeles Dodgers to creep back into it. Now, also some of that's blame to the offense for allowing them to hang around at the same time. But when you give your pitcher a 4-run lead, you should be able to not instantly just allow the Dodgers back into the game like he did with Teoscar Hernandez hitting the opposite field shot off the foul pole. That just can't happen. That just cannot happen. So it was an okay start for Christopher Sanchez in my eyes. I think Aaron Nola's start yesterday was a little bit better. I think Aaron Nola, the hate to Aaron Nola just goes a little bit, a little bit, just, people just want to hate Aaron Nola when his start probably was better yesterday. It wasn't the reason why they lost yesterday. It was the offense why they lost yesterday. So if we look at the entirety of today's game, so top of the first inning, Christopher Sanchez gets Shohei Ohtani to strike out. Same thing with Mookie Betts, but then Tommy Edman with a 2-out single, and then Teoscar Hernandez hits the opposite field shot, his first of the day, to make it 2-0 Dodgers. Phillies, they go down after a Trey Turner walk in the bottom of the first. Nothing happens there. Then you go into the top of the second inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning there for Sanchez. Bottom of the second, Sosa reaches it on an infield single. Nothing happens there. For the Phillies, top 3, Sanchez 1-2-3 again, gets Ohtani to strike out once again. For one thing, I'll say, the Phillies really did manage to keep Shohei Ohtani in check this entire series, which is very good, especially the lefties in our rotation, the bullpen. Sanchez and Luzardo kept them in check. Strom kept them in check. Alvarado kept them in check. So it's good showcasing there from some of your pitchers. So bottom 3. And this is when Tyler Glasnow completely implodes. So a walk to Marchand. This is also when the rain started to come in. So like I said, I don't know if that affected Glasnow in any way, shape, or form. But he completely imploded. Walks Marchand. Walks Kyle Schwarber. Then walks Trey Turner. Then Bryce Harper, with basically swinging at the first pitch, just floats a single into no man's territory, and it manages to score a run to get the Phillies on the board. And then another wild pitch during the Kepler at bat allows a second run to score, which ties the game up. Then Max Kepler walks to load the bases back up. Then the Dodgers elect to go to the bullpen. That's when you get that huge delay because they're trying to look for another Rosenbag for the mound. And then the first pitch that Visa throws to Nick Castellanos absolutely fucking destroys it and hits a grand slam to put the Phillies up 6-2. So good shit there. Sosa didn't get to single. You still got a couple of more base runners on, but nothing happens there. But still, it's a 6-2 Phillies lead after 3. Top of the 4th inning. First batter that Christopher Sanchez faces, Teoscar Hernandez, just literally pokes the ball the other way, and it carries enough just to hit the fucking foul pole. So the Dodgers respond very quickly to make it 6-3. Sanchez allows a couple of more base runners, but manages to get out of the top of the 4th, limiting the damage. Bottom 4, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Top 5, Shohei Ohtani strikes out. Mookie Betts, infield single. It was a good play by Edmundo Sosa, just couldn't get the ball out of his glove. Then Tommy Edman grounds into a fielder's choice. It was a good play by Bryson Stott. They couldn't make the double play, though. But then Teoscar Hernandez, once again, in an 0-2 count. Just don't even throw him remotely anything hittable at this point. He went fishing, and he found a way to double down the left field line, which made it a 6-4 game. But Sanchez did manage to get out of the rest of the 5th, limiting the damage. But, don't pitch to Teoscar Hernandez when you're in an 0-2 count. Bottom 5, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Top 6, Sanchez retires the first 2 guys. Rob Thompson elects to go to the bullpen, brings in Jose Ruiz. He gets Kike Hernandez to fly out. Bottom 6 for the Phillies, they have a chance to put some runs up on the board here. Marchand walks, then Kirby Yates comes out of the bullpen. Schwarber goes up 3-0 in the count. And there was also a wild pitch in this scenario, so he had second and third, actually, for Kyle Schwarber. Goes up 3-0 in the count, and then strikes out swinging. Trey Turner then grounds out to end the inning, so that is a missed opportunity right there, because the very next inning, for some fucking reason, Rob Thompson thought it was a good idea to bring in Jordan Romano out of the bullpen to face 9-1-2 in the Dodgers lineup, and it instantly backfires. Pages, he singles, then Romano walks Ohtani, and then Mookie Betts smokes a double into the gap, scores a run, makes it 6-5. Now, Orion Kerkering comes into the game. The first out from Tommy Edman was a fantastic play by Brandon Marsh in center field. The ball was kind of blooped. Marsh was playing center field deep. He comes sprinting in to dive and make the catch. So that was a fantastic play by Marsh there, prevented a run from scoring. But then Teoscar Hernandez, sacrifice fly, ties the game up, and then Will Smith barely misses a home run, hits the top of the fence, and comes back into play. So it does score another run, but it's a double, and it makes it 7-6 Dodgers. So, yeah, Jordan Romano coming into the game fucking backfired once again. Jesus fucking Christ, I have no idea else what to say about Romano. I want to give this guy a chance, but it's proved me wrong every single time so far, so it's kind of very annoying at that standpoint. So you really got to mix something up there. Bottom 7, Blake Treinen comes in for the Dodgers. Bryce Harper smokes a double into the gap. Kind of confuses Pages in center field. It literally just got turned around. He had no idea where the ball was going. I guess it carried more than he thought it was going to be, and Bryce Harper ends up at second base. Max Kepler then works a walk. Castellanos then flies out, but Bryson Stott manages to poke a ball just past Tommy Edman into the outfield, which scores Bryce Harper, ties the game up at 7. And then Edmundo Sosa grounds to Max Muncy. He gets the force out at second, but Edmundo Sosa hustles it out, beats the throw to first base, and a run scores because of that, and it's an 8-7 Phillies lead, so they take the lead right back. Matt Strahm in the top of the 8th retires the Dodgers down 1-2-3, so good from him. Bottom 8 have a chance to put more runs up on the board. Marchand walks, Schwarber walks. This is all against Luis Garcia, by the way, for the Dodgers. And then Trey Turner just put great wood on the ball, great swing. Got unfortunate. He drove it, hit it pretty hard too. Just sadly, it was right at the outfielder in left field and resulted in the first out. Bryce Harper then walks on 4 pitches. And then Max Kepler rolls one to first base and grounds into a double play. Ends the inning there. Missed opportunity to get some insurance runs. But then top 9, Shohei Ohtani grounds out on the second pitches he faces against Jose Alvarado. Mookie Betts, he grinds in his at bat, but he gets jammed and flies out the left field, so you get 2 outs there. And then Tommy Edman swinging at the first pitch, grounds out to Trey Turner. Good snag by Trey Turner at the same time, and he grounds out to end the game, and the Phillies take this series from the Los Angeles Dodgers. It was a grind fest. It was gutsy. It was ballsy. You found a way to win. I apologize if it does look like it gets really darker, like dimmer, brighter at the same time, like during the video. For my lights, my ceiling fan lights, they just keep dimming and getting brighter at the same time. I think it's because of my portable air unit that I use. That's probably using up so much power, so it's just probably something I got to deal with. Yeah, it just got brighter again, so yeah, you guys are just got to deal with that, so I apologize right there. But away from that, looking at the lineup for today. Kyle Schwarber, he went over 3 with 2 walks. Trey Turner, he went over 3 with 2 walks. Bryce Harper, he went 2 for 4, so his best game of the series. He had an RBI in there, also had a walk. Max Kepler, he went over 3 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Nick Castellanos, he goes 1 for 4 with 4 RBIs on the grand slam. Bryson Stott, he goes 1 for 4 with the huge hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. Edmundo Sosa, he goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Brandon Marsh, he goes over 3 with a walk. He almost missed a home run, actually, I believe, but that was in the bottom of the 7th inning as well. That went right to the warning track. Then Rafael Marchand, he had a good game. He had a good game. He had a good game. He went 0 for 1 with 3 walks, and the Phillies in totality walked 11 times. So they were showing some good patience at a lot of points in this game, and they walked because of it. And the Dodgers, some of their pitchers were also just all over the place, and the Phillies were taking advantage of that. I just wish that they took advantage of every opportunity, but you're not going to take advantage of every opportunity, so that's the one way you got to look at it. Phillies, as a team, they went 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 runners on base, and the players that got the hits were Harper, Castellanos, and Stott. Looking at the pitchers in totality after Christopher Sanchez, Jose Ruiz, he got the last out of that 6th inning on 6 pitches. Jordan Romano, just absolutely terrible. Did not record a single out and allowed 3 earned runs on 2 hits and 1 walk. Orion Kerkering, he allowed a hit. Got out of the rest of the inning. All those runs were charged to Romano. Matt Strahm in the 8th inning did his job. Struck out 1, 12 pitches, 11 strikes. Great shit there. And then Jose Alvarado, 10 pitches. Just soft contact. Managed to get the save. Great shit there from Jose Alvarado. Great shit from Matt Strom and Jose Alvarado right there. So just good stuff overall. Still, I do want to see Rob Thompson's explanation on why he brought Jordan Romano into the game. I want to see if Rob says anything there. I do want to see it. Here's a stat for you as well. Shohei Ohtani versus the Phillies this weekend. He went 1 for 11 with 0 home runs, 0 RBIs, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Also getting thrown out at second base as well. So, Phillies shut down Ohtani. So that is really good as well. They shut down Shohei Ohtani. Great, 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 great shit. Let's see. Okay, here, there's a Rob Thompson right here post game about Jordan Romano. I want to listen to what he says. I want to hear what he says. So here you go. Here.
Really good.
Rob, when went to the decision to pitch Romano over Kirkring in the zone?
Well, I was saving Kirkring for the end of the game. Or towards the end, it was either going to be Alvarado or Kirk at 8th and 9th, depending on the pocket, and you're probably going to come through there again.
Was it like just Kirkring getting a higher leverage situation there, or just like expanded role?
Yeah.
What did you see from Romano in that first at bat that got Kirkring up? So like,
just the velocity. You know, it's something we got to check into because, you know, everything out of the training room, there's no red flags, feels fine. So I don't know whether it's kind of a dead arms issue or what, but yeah, it concerns me a little bit. The velocity's down.
I mean, is it in that it just fluctuates so much? I mean, it's not like, you know, it's like 91 one time, that's 96.
Yeah. So but he says he's fine. So he's got a long track record of success. So we got to a certain degree, stay with him and have confidence in him and keep pushing.
Is he maybe at a point where you use him in some lower leverage spots?
We'll see.
So the plan was to save Kirkring for late innings, and that's why they brought. Right now, Romano don't got it. Right now, I do understand Romano has a track record, and I thought it was a solid signing, but there's just something, he just does not have the velocity. It doesn't make sense either because Romano's velocity in spring training, he was 96, 97 in spring training. I have no idea where the fuck that went. Where did it go? How are you throwing 96, 97 in spring training, and then all of a sudden you're 93, 94? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense if you're not injured. So it's got to be fucking mechanics, or I don't even know. I don't know. I want to believe that Romano can be better, but right now it's just not good. It's not good. So, that's the one guy that leaves a bad taste in my goddamn mouth. It's fucking Jordan Romano, and I hate saying that, but it's where we're at. It's where we're at right now. It stinks, but you got the win. You got the win in spite of that. So good for you. So good for them. Got the win in fucking spite of that. And also, one thing. To the Nick Castellanos Grand Slam. Why do you say, what caused that Nick Castellanos Grand Slam, might I add? It's because, not in Major League Baseball, something did happen. It wasn't tragic. It wasn't anything like that. I mean, could you say it's tragic if you just don't like the person for some reason? I have no idea. You don't like the player. But, Alex Ovechkin, he passed Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. He did it today against the New York Islanders. 895. Great showing. Great stuff. It was pure cinema. Alex Ovechkin killed Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record. And then sooner rather than later, Nick Castellanos hit a grand slam. I don't make it up. It's not a fucking coincidence. When something happens that is bad, whatever, you could say that he killed the record. You could say Ovechkin killed the record. Nick Castellanos always responds to something like that for some reason, and he hit a grand slam. Ovi, greatest goal scorer in my lifetime, the greatest goal scorer in history. Probably no one's ever going to touch that mark ever again. And Ovechkin's probably going to surpass 900 at the rate that he's scoring. He's got a couple of games left here. He could probably get 900. That's what happened. That's what caused the grand slam. Most likely. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. But that's what makes me me. So, good stuff. What else? I think the Braves also lost. Getting back to baseball, I think the Braves also lost yesterday to the Marlins, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure. They probably played already, and I'm assuming they won. No, that game got postponed. So it looks like I don't know if they're even rescheduling that game for tomorrow, because I doubt the Braves are playing tomorrow. But they split that series 1-1 with the Marlins, I guess. And what, they're 1-9 on the season, I'm assuming, to start off. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But if you look at just the upcoming week in general, you got the off day tomorrow. So we all get a nice break from Phillies baseball for all the people that stress out, including me. You get 3 games in Atlanta, Tuesday through Thursday, all at 7:15. It'll be Zach Wheeler against Chris Sale, the 2 top guys in the Cy Young voting last year. Then Taijuan Walker, the best Phillies pitcher in the starting rotation with a 0 ERA, going up against Spencer Schwellenbach, and then Jesus Luzardo on Thursday going up against AJ Smith-Solver. So we'll see what happens. Let's see the numbers on the year for some of these pitchers. Chris Sale, he is 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA in both of his starts. His first start against the Padres, he went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, 7 strikeouts. In his start against the Dodgers, he went 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 1 home run allowed, 5 strikeouts. So take that for what it's worth. For Schwellenbach, I think he has the best numbers, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he has the best numbers so far out of the Braves rotation. He is 1-0 with a 0 ERA, 6 innings against the Padres, and 8 innings against the Marlins. Only 3 hits allowed from Schwellenbach. And then for Smith-Solver, he is 0-2 with a 5.19 ERA. His first start against the Padres, 4 innings, 2 earned runs allowed, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. And then his last start yesterday against the Miami Marlins, he went 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a home run allowed as well. So the one thing that's with this Braves team, they are struggling to score runs. If you look at just the Braves in general through all of their games, how many games have they been shut out so far? So they had the games where they had the back-to-back shutouts against the Padres and the Dodgers, or actually the final 2 games of the Padres series they got shut out in. They scored 1 run in the first game against the Dodgers, 1 run in the second game against the Dodgers, and then 5 runs in that last game against the Dodgers where they blew the lead and lost that one. Against the Marlins, they won 10-0. And then yesterday against the Marlins, they lost 4-0. So they got shut out 3 times on the year. So realistically, how many runs have they scored in their first 9 games? 4, 7, 8, 9, 14. They've scored 14 runs in their first 9 games. That's how much their offense is struggling to score. No, not 19. 4, 7, I can't count. 4, 7, 8, 9, 14, 24. 24 runs. 24 runs. 24 runs. Wait. Am I counting that right? I am sorry. Let me just do this again. 4, 7, 8, 9, 14, 24. 24. 24. I am stupid. 24 runs. 24 runs in 9 games. It's not good. It's not good. Sorry for that little sorry for that little fucking brain fart with the counting. But sometimes that's how it happens when you go live. You get a little bit stupid. I'm trying to see if there's anything else on the Twitterverse before we move on. Let's see. So yeah, you got Wheeler, Walker, Luzardo for the Braves series, and then against the St. Louis Cardinals, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez, and Zach Wheeler as well. And then after that Cardinals series, you come home for a 4-game set against the San Francisco Giants, and the same thing but a 3-game set against the Miami Marlins. And then you're on the road against the Mets for 3 games, on the road for the Cubs for 3 games. That closes out April basically. And yeah, that's basically it. You are 7-2 to start the year. Good shit. Good shit, Phils. Good shit. 7-2 to start the year. 1 game ahead of the Mets. They've won 4 in a row. Marlins are 5-4. Never thought I would say that in my life. Nationals are 3-6. And the Braves, they're 1-8. Never thought I would say that in my life. Looking at the rest of baseball, the NL West is just absolutely bonkers with the top 3 teams. The Dodgers are 9-2, the Giants are 7-1, and the Padres are 7-2. The Diamondbacks, they're 5-5, and the Rockies are 1-7. The NL Central, the Cubs are 7-4, the Cardinals are 4-3, the Brewers are 5-5, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Reds are 3-7. Jesus Christ. Looking at the American League, the East, the Yankees are 6-3, the Rays are 4-4, the Red Sox are 4-4, the Blue Jays are 5-5, and the Orioles are 4-6. My God. The AL Central. My God, that division sucks as well. The Tigers are 5-4. The Royals are 4-5. The Twins are 3-5. The Guardians are 3-5, and the White Sox are 2-7. The West. The Texas Rangers are 7-2. The Angels are 5-3. The Athletics are 4-5. The Astros are 3-5, and the Mariners are 3-6. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Anything else? Nothing else? Nope. Might as well go to the Anytime Hotline now. Might as well go to some voicemails. We got Zach. We got Sean. We'll start with Sean this time. What do you got, Sean?
Very strange game for me. Very strange call for me because, first of all, how can you be critical of an offense that scored 8 runs? But I can. I mean, just the continued ways that this team and my heart goes out again to Christopher Sanchez. Like Ricky Metallico said, if Teoscar Hernandez wasn't in this lineup, he'd have pitched another gem, but he still should have won it. I mean, the Jordan Romano thing, I'm sorry. I said it. I think it's obvious. I've seen him pitch 3 or 4 times now. This guy's arm is shot. Dave Dombrowski not looking too good today with 2 of his shining acquisitions, Romano getting lit up like a Christmas tree. And what's Max Kepler's average right now? About $1.60. Again, I will continue to beat the drum that on Tuesday night, Edmundo needs to be in that against the left-hander. I think Kepler needs to sit the bench at least for a game, put Edmundo in left field or put him in center and put Marsh or Rojas in left, however you want to do it. You know, they got the win. They gritted it out. I mean, it's nice to get 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. On to Atlanta. You got to kick that team while they're down. They're struggling, but they're still dangerous.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt right there. I wouldn't be shocked if they try Sosa in the outfield. You saw him in center field the other day, so I'm sure that's something that's up in the drawing card there. The one thing I will credit Kepler for, he's walking a lot. He has walked a lot in a lot of the games to start the season. His on-base percentage is almost .350, so he's doing something right at the plate. He's just not getting the good swings in there. Really, the only good game hitting-wise that he had was the home opener, and he really hasn't done much since, but he has been walking a lot. He walked 2 times today, scored a couple of runs there. I want to see his game stats so far, actually. I want to see. I just want to see how many times he's walked this year. He has walked... He walked 3 times, so he didn't play one of the games against Washington. I think he didn't play the series finale. So in the first 3 games that he played against Washington and Colorado, he walked 3 times, and he's walked twice. Once against Colorado in these last 4 games, and once against the Dodgers. And he also walked twice today, so that's 4 times in the last 5 games. So he is walking. He is walking. Just got to get better with the hitting. You just got to be better a little bit there. So I think he will get better though. I think he will. But yeah, Romano. No. No, Romano. No, Romano. No bueno. No bueno. Let's get to Zach.
Wow, what a win. Series win, gritty win, man. That was tough. I mean, I liked what I saw in the lineup all in all today. They were a lot more patient. Once Glasnow had to deal with that rain, he pretty much lost it. And Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever. What more can we say? I mean, come on, man. The one thing I really want to touch on, for all the people that ripped Aaron Nola after yesterday, are you going to do the same thing for Christopher Sanchez? Because he gave up one more earned run. I mean, so it's just Nola hate. They love to hate him. And, man, this team really fought. I mean, they didn't panic when they got down. They got right back into it, and that's what championship teams do. Rob Thompson going to Romano there is atrocious. It's clear the guy doesn't have it. All right, you're going to need to bring him in low leverage situations because he's just not effective right now. But the bullpen was lights out, especially Strom and Alvarado. Way to close it out. That was stressful, man. But, hey, you got the series win against the defending world champions. That's a statement series win right there. I believe we're on to Atlanta after this, if I'm correct. So, hey, I want to sweep them, but you'll take a series victory. That's all you got to do. Name of the game. Keep winning series, baby. Hey, go Phils. Peace.
Am I going to be an asshole for bringing this up? I kind of think that the Phillies have won 3 straight series to start the year. The Braves have been so piss poor. That would be the series for the Phillies to lose. I hate bringing it up. I don't want to. No. Knock on wood right there. Knock on wood. It's not my fault. I knocked on wood. Not my fault. But that kind of does feel like it. But but yeah, it's a good statement series win. A lot of Phillies fans saw this as a test for the Phillies. I think for the most part, they passed the test. You passed the test, obviously, because you beat the Dodgers. Your starting pitching pretty much kept them in check, with Luzardo being fantastic, Nola with the quality start, only allowing 3 earned runs. And then Sanchez, I thought Sanchez was just okay today. You can also, just throw it to the fact that if he wasn't facing Teoscar Hernandez, he doesn't allow 4 runs. He basically shuts down the Dodgers lineup, and it's probably a better start than not. But still, you allowed the 4 runs. It's worse than Aaron Nola. You didn't go as deep into the game. But still, he was okay. You still only allowed 4 runs. That should be enough for your team to win the game. And you managed to win 2 of 3. You grinded in this last one. Still, leaving a lot left to be desired with the runners in scoring position, but 3rd series of the year, we'll see. I do expect it to get better. Like I do think things do even out to a mean. So we'll see. What else? I think that's it. Good job shutting down Shohei Ohtani. For the most part, only having 1 hit in the entire series and striking out 5 times. So, good shit there from your pitchers. And, you just move on to Atlanta. Zach Wheeler on Tuesday, that put you in a position to win a game, and it put you in a position to win a series. So, to get a first win to set you up to win a series with Taijuan Walker for Game 2. 0 ERA Taijuan Walker. 0 ERA Taijuan Walker. What a world. What a world we're living in when I'm saying Taijuan Walker, 0 ERA, best pitcher in your rotation. My God, I'm insane. Jesus. Oh yeah, I wanted Tanner Scott for the bullpen as well, but he wanted to go to the Dodgers apparently. Like a lot of people did. I would have brought back Jeff Hoffman, but I guess Dave just didn't want to pay the money for it. I'm just trying to think of other bullpen guys that, like, the one guy that still just rings to my mind that someone the Phillies would probably target is, if the Cardinals, if they, continue to run the way they have been the past few years of not the best and definitely not pushing for a playoff spot, I can see them floating around Ryan Helsley, their closer, and maybe the Phillies take a shot at him for the back of the bullpen. That would definitely be a nice addition. But, I don't know. I don't know what you do. Do you take a flyer on David Robertson? He's still hanging out there in free agency. Do you take a risk there? Do you take a risk on David Robertson? I don't know. I don't know what you do. Don't know what you do. Call the A's about Mason Miller. I don't think they're trading Mason Miller. I do not think they're trading him at all. You want to go on the mound, Zach, with your fucked up thumb? You want to go out there on the bump after Tommy Edmonds screwed your thumb up? You really want to do that? Let's look back at this chat right here. Let's look back at this chat before we get into the dying stages here. Tyler, how you doing? Who said we couldn't beat the good teams? I kind of read that wrong, Julian. I thought you said the Dave Dombrowski experience, Romano, Jesus, this dude is bad. For some reason, I thought Romano. You said Romano and Jesus. I was like, why is Jesus bad? Jesus has been great. But no, you're saying Jesus, this guy is bad. What else? What else? Yep, Sosa. And Sosa definitely needs to find his way into the lineup more. Romano reminds me of Noah Syndergaard. I could see that. I could see that, obviously. A guy that's trying to rework his stuff after coming off of a major injury. Kind of makes sense. A guy that used to throw harder, trying to rework his stuff. Even knowing spring training, he was throwing 96, 97, so I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with him. I just don't. Marshawn looking like Johnny Bench today. Yeah, Joe Ross has definitely been better than Jordan Romano. I'd throw Joe Ross in there over him right now. Yeah, Thompson said he was saving Kerkering for the end of the game. I do remember that. Ohtani has never homered at Citizens Bank Park, one of the two ballparks he's never hit one in. What's the other ballpark that he hasn't hit one in? I'm sure, obviously, he's hitting the other 20-something ballparks. So I wonder what the other one is. I would ship Romano to Double-A. ASAP. What else? Romano makes Tanner Banks look like a flamethrower. When the Flyers draft Michael Misa at first overall, move over Ovechkin. Oh, God. I hope so. I hope they have a chance to draft Misa. I think, honest to God, if they win the second pick, they might get Misa at that point. It just really depends on if someone picks the defenseman Schaefer first overall. Really depends. Now, if the Flyers somehow win the draft lottery, do they go defenseman or do they go center? I don't know. I don't know. But right now, they are in a good spot. They got a lot of good luck last night with them losing, Pittsburgh winning, Boston winning, and Buffalo and the Kraken winning. So they went from 7th worst to 4th worst in the league. So they dropped a lot of spots. And they do have a lot of chances to get some luck today because Pittsburgh plays Chicago twice in a row. And I think Boston and Buffalo play tonight. So one of those teams has to win. Preferably it would be Boston because Boston's tied with us. But preferably those two go to overtime. So at least both teams get a point at least. Now off from hockey. Flyers, I think, don't play till Wednesday, so have a lot of all time here. This is how bad baseball is. It's been 10 games and half of the league is out of it already. Yep, there's a lot of bad teams so far. A lot of bad teams. Wheeler is going to get like how they give Academy Award for Lifetime Achievement actors when they don't win. Wheeler is going to get one for never winning the Cy Young, how often he's got screwed. He should have won in 2021. I firmly believe he should have won the 2021 Cy Young. He pitched a lot more innings than Corbin Burns, and I'm not knocking Corbin Burns because Corbin Burns was really good in 2021. I think there should have been a little bit more value in pitching more innings, personally. No, Julian, we're not bringing Austin Hayes back. No. 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 All the way out of the first. For all the shit people rag on Nick Castellanos about besides the first year, he's been fine for the money. They just haven't upgraded the outfield enough around him. I agree with that. They really do need to upgrade center field. They definitely do. If you can upgrade center field and you have a better hitting center fielder with Castellanos and possibly Kepler, that's fine. And then eventually the case if Bryce does move back to the outfield, that would be better. Can we recall Garrett Stubbs to pitch? Probably would be better. Ohtani hasn't homered at Steinbrenner Field, your new home of the Rays. I forgot. Oh, he's never homered in Cincinnati either. Well, I guess now you can add the... oh, yeah, actually, he wouldn't have played there for spring training because they play over in Arizona. Los Angeles does. So, yeah, I guess you can add the Rays... Well, now you can add the Rays ballpark that they're playing in and also the A's ballpark that they're playing in because they're both different now. So, that adds a couple to the list. I wish we had Teoscar Hernandez. That would have been a nice right-handed bat to get. I'm sure he just probably wanted to stay in LA, though. They may have that in Justin Crawford. I don't know if Justin Crawford's going to be ready this year, though. I don't know if he's going to be ready. Also, Aiden Miller did hit his first home run in Double-A, I believe, the other night, so good for him. Hopefully he just continues to progress. It's the thing, I just don't know if Crawford's going to be ready in time. Or ready enough. Like, is that really the move? I don't know. I don't know. Now, I would like to bring up more young players. That's also, a thing. You know what I mean? Shocker, also, everybody who wanted Blake Snell, he's hurt again. Yeah, I saw that. What is it, shoulder inflammation or something like that? That's definitely not good to see. That is not good to see. Also, Blake Snell probably just wanted to go to the Dodgers as well. He just followed the trend. We'll just go to the Dodgers. Maybe I'll get an easy ring. Oh, shit, I got a shoulder inflammation. Go get him, boys. Go get him, boys. We'll see. They got a lot of guys that are injury-prone in that rotation, don't they? Snell. Yamamoto was injured for a little bit last year. Glass now is a glass cannon. Who else in that rotation is injury-prone? I know Tony Gonsolin's still injured. Kershaw, because he's just older at this rate, can't stay really upright. They got a lot of injury-prone guys in there. And Sasaki's still not fully stretched out yet. So, who knows? They got great talent in the rotation. Can they stay upright? That's the question. So far they have, for the most part, but already lost a guy. We'll see how it continues, though. So, I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Off day tomorrow. So nothing there. There's nothing really much to talk about unless something big happens. What else is tonight? I know the Final Four is tomorrow, so not the Final Four, the final game of the NCAA tournament for men's basketball. I know that's tomorrow. What else? AEW's pay-per-view is tonight in Philadelphia. I do have that available to watch, so if I do have time, I will watch that. Don't know what else. I think that's it for today. So, last two comments here. Dodgers will just go ahead and trade for 3 starters at the deadline. Yeah, that probably does make sense. And LA is stupid if they pitch Ohtani, because how else can he get hurt? He never plays the field. Well, if he is healthy enough to pitch, they're going to pitch him. So, if he gets hurt because of it, he gets hurt. You can't do anything about it. So, it's their loss. But, they're going to find a way to put him in the starting rotation if he's healthy enough to pitch. So, they're probably not going to rush it, though. Timeless Tony Storm, yeah. Is it the AEW championship tonight or something like that? Whatever the fuck they call it. Against, Moxley and, Swerve. Isn't that the championship match tonight? Swerve and Moxley. So, it'll be interesting. I wonder if Moxley takes another fucking spiked bat to the fucking back. If they do that shit again. I doubt it, but you never know with AEW. They're always really brutal with their pay-per-views. So we'll see. Just pushing even closer to WrestleMania. That's where I'm trying to really get to with the grind here of wrestling. Now, Sean, are you more of an AEW guy, or are you a WWE guy, or are you just AEW? Are you both? Or are you just one or the other? Because I prefer WWE. But I will tune into AEW in the background, or I'll just watch a pay-per-view. Because AEW, it's more extreme wrestling, worse storylines, at least. I'll wait for Sean's answer, then I'll close it out. Because I want to hear his answer. Because got a few weeks till WrestleMania. We'll see what happens there with this whole Cena thing. Used to be more AEW, but their storylines suck. Yeah, that's why I can't get into AEW. That's why I can't get into it really that much. Like, the wrestling's very entertaining, but you need a good storyline, and they just don't have good storylines. WWE, it does suck that Kevin Owens is now getting surgery, so it takes away Randy Orton's match, unless that's scripted. I don't know, because Orton did RKO the GM of SmackDown, so I don't know if that's scripted or anything, or Kevin Owens is actually getting surgery. I don't know what the case is. But it does sound like it's actually real. We'll see how, what continues with, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and if The Rock ever gets involved again, but who knows? You love Toni Storm, she's great. Yeah, that match that they had at the last pay-per-view was fucking insane. It was insane, so I wonder if anything could be that caliber today. We'll see. But I'll let you guys go now, so appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hopefully, Sean, you enjoy the pay-per-view tonight. I'll be watching it, hopefully, if I do have time for it, even though I'll probably have it saved for on the pay-per-view website, so we'll see. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to use the code TTP Sports. And also, leave a follow with TTP Sports on TikTok and Instagram. Great stuff there. So,